Morgantown's already clinched a spot in that tournament as well by being the host, but today we decide which of those teams goes on as the state champion for West Virginia.
Yeah, looking forward to this one because even though both teams get to play in the Mid-Atlantic Regional next week, this game still matters because it's for the hardware. It's for those bragging rights. It's for the state championship. And these two teams, as you said, not even 24 hours ago, played each other last night, and it was a 5-0 win for Berkeley Post 14 and a great outing on the mound by Carson Buber.
Right, it was a complete game for Carson Buber, or excuse me, he went one out shy of a complete game, shutout, but it was 6 2/3 of shutout ball from Carson Buber for Game 1 starter today. Baden Hartman took over and got that final out, and then he went the distance today against South Charleston, setting up this game here today for the state championship. That game started at about 9:20 last night. It's currently 2:10, so about 17 hours between games here. But before we get into Game 2, Spencer Dupuis called up with manager for Berkeley Post 14, Trip Tobin, in between games. We'll give you that interview right now.
Joined by Berkeley Post 14 Hornets manager Trip Tobin. A big win for you against South Charleston, redemption game. Baden Hartman going the distance for you, helps out your bullpen later on today.
Oh yeah, I mean that's huge. If Hartman doesn't go all the way, and if Buber doesn't go all the way last night, then we're sitting here with nobody. But right now we got Herndon, Myers, and Bohr to finish this thing up, and we're going to throw the thing at them. We want to win a state championship. We just don't want to back into the regional. So these guys are ready to go, and we're going to see the bottom end of, probably I assume of Morgantown's. I think they're throwing the Dakin kid. So I mean, it's one of their guys. They throw a lot. So I think he's probably the top end of theirs. So Herndon can be a top end guy for us any day. So it's going to be a battle.
And last game for you, obviously, timely hitting. You got it when needed. Obviously, you probably want some more insurance runs, but still able to put the number on the board for you to get the win. And with that win, you're advancing to regionals no matter what next week. How big is it for this program to go back to regionals?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, this program's never been to regionals, so, it's absolutely huge for these guys to be able to go play other state champions. It's sort of an all-star feeling they get to go back to. A lot of guys were state champions and played other states, so they understand that and how big it is. And it's just going to be a little different feel when the charter bus comes picks us up. We don't have to get our own transportation, our own rooms, and all that. So it's going to be neat to go to Morgantown as representing the state of West Virginia.
And going today, you mentioned you're going to throw everybody at him. You go with Herndon to start. Myers walks up by me and he goes, "I'm a big bullpen guy today." So maybe he thought maybe he was getting the start, but for him, he's able to come off the bench and come in relief, and he's a guy that can throw some great stuff at you when he has got to come in.
Yeah, we might go left, right, left. I think that's part of it. The other part is Herndon got a little, he's been hot. He was getting hot at the end of this game, so, we want to cool him back off. So he's going to sit over here and toss around, and, so it's because he was hot and he's ready to go. Those two made a decision that Herndon would go. Myers would come over here and get hot, and he'd go, and, Bohr would come in and shut this thing out. So we got guys that can get it done, and we got guys that can swing the bat well, so we feel really good about our chances, and we're going to play loose this game. We're going to have a good time.
Obviously, a couple weeks back, your junior squad able to get the state championship. How big would it for you guys to be to sweep the American Legion West Virginia state championships this year?
Huge. It'd be huge. Just for us to be here and even be the, to be the regional, to be where we're at right now is huge for the program to have two teams, in the state championship games, and you're representing the state and letting the rest of the state know the Eastern Panhandle has great baseball up in our area, and we're just representing the Area 4 and the EPAC, unbelievably, and these kids are just great, gutsy kids, and I think it all goes back to how they, how they push each other.
All right, we're going to have to cut off just the last few seconds of that interview with Trip Tobin as we are here set ready for first pitch between Morgantown and Berkeley Post 14 in the state championship in American Legion Baseball. It'll be Hunter Dakin's first pitch. The southpaw into Connor Bailey for a strike.
Yeah, we'll see how Berkeley Post 14 does just playing.
And this one's hit on the ground to shortstop Thomas over to first. The Tommy Montag for the first out.
So whether or not their bats stay alive and they can kind of use its first game to the advantage, or if the even though it's still short rest for Morgantown, but still more rest than Berkeley post 14, gives them an advantage.
And the game one starting pitcher who went the distance all 7 innings, Baden Hartman, now at second base in this one, stands up to the plate. And he takes the second pitch for strike one, putting the count at 1-1.
Yeah, you heard there in the interview with Trip Tobin that Spencer had
A foul ball over to the left side.
as they wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Baden Hartman and Carson Buber and the 2 absolute dominating outings they had out on that mound, for Buber going to the 6 2/3, and then for Hartman coming in to finish last night's game against Morgantown and then go the entire way against South Charleston in a 3-2 win earlier today.
The 1-2 from Dakin, breaking ball in the dirt and inside, makes it 2-2.
Because now it's saved your pitching for this game and for the tournament next week.
Like we heard from Trip Tobin, it'll be Chase Herndon to start things out as Baden Hartman hit in the leg on the 2-2. He will take first base. We'll get you the full lineup for post 14 here in this state championship game. Usual starting at the top, Connor Bailey you saw. He's still in left field. Baden Hartman, number 13, now at second base. Stepping up to the plate now, Colin Reed, the DH. Cam Moore will bat cleanup, now behind the plate for this one. Switching places with the 5-hole hitter Landon Sifford, now in right field. Riley Bubb batting sixth at third base, as the first pitch in the Colin Reed's taken for a strike. 7-hole in this game, first baseman Jackson Ruest. In the 8th spot, shortstop Braden Stottlemyre, and batting ninth, Jordan Canby in center field. Here's the 0-1 to Reed, hit out to left center field deep, but it's going to be a play made by Drew Bailey of Morgantown for the second out.
Yeah, good hustle there by the left fielder Bailey to run over to his left and left center there to make that catch and call off his center fielder and Wanger.
Very loud F7 for Colin Reed, his first time up. Cam Moore will step to the plate, who's had a couple of big at-bats, had a 2 RBI single yesterday against Morgantown. It was his second straight game with a 2 RBI single. First pitch taken high for ball 1. Baden Hartman on first base after the hit by pitch. The lefty Dakin looks over, now fires home. This ball hit by Moore right at the shortstop. Cody Thomas lines out for the third out of the inning. And we'll go to the bottom of the first scoreless after 1 left on base. This is American Legion Baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. The West Virginia State Championship will be back in 60 seconds.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
Welcome back to Charleston, here for the state championship in this tournament in American Legion Baseball between Berkeley Post 14 and Morgantown Post 2. It'll be Chase Herndon, the lefty, starting on the mound for Post 14. Usually a bullpen guy for the Hornets, but he will get the start today. So we heard from Trip Tobin, the 3 guys they plan on using today. They want to go left, right, left with Herndon, Myers, and Trevor Bohr if need be. That means Chase Herndon gets the start today against this lineup for Morgantown, which will start out with the shortstop, Cody Thomas, number 21. Then the third baseman, number 13, Aaron Forbes. In the 3-hole, first baseman, number 22, Tommy Montag. Cleanup hitter in left field, number 3, Drew Bailey. In the 5 spot, it'll be second baseman, number 2, Jet Walters. 6-hole, it'll be center fielder, number 10, Lance Wanger. DH, number 18, Caleb Cottle, hits 7th. 8-hole, it's the catcher, number 5, Max Cash. And the right fielder, number 27, Ethan Dorkins, will hit 9th. And here is the shortstop, Cody Thomas, who ended the top of the first with a line out right to him. And this will start the outing for Chase Herndon up on the mound. First pitch to him, fouled back to the backstop by Thomas.
Yeah, looking at last night's stats between these two teams, Berkeley Post 14 able to hold Morgantown Post 2 to only 3 hits in that game.
Yeah, Carson Buber, only the walks kept him away from a complete game as this strike number 2 on the inside part of the plate. Herndon's second appearance of the week. Here's a breaking ball. Doesn't quite break low enough to get into the zone. Be high for ball 1. Cody Thomas saw some time on the mound last night as well after coming in from shortstop. Herndon is signed in the time right as he's about to make the pitch in to Cam Moore. Herndon, a former EPAC co-player of the year in high school. He takes this one outside for ball 2. Now West Virginia State. Thomas steps back in. Here's the 2-2 from Herndon. Fastball hit into center field, and it's a diving grab by Jordan Canby. Makes the play for the first out.
Yeah, not one of the more impressive ones that we've seen from him, but still good enough to get the job done. He's always out there making the tough plays, and that is another one that Jordan Canby was able to do for Berkeley Post 14.
So now it'll be the third baseman, number 13, Aaron Forbes, stepping in for Morgantown. Herndon winds and delivers. Breaking ball low and inside for ball 1. Defense behind Herndon. Cam Moore catching. Bub, Stottlemyre, Hartman, and Ruest from third base to first. Here's another pitch that's inside and hits Forbes right in the chest. So he'll take his base.
You're not sure if it ever got his body or if it just kind of grazed the jersey, but he's a big guy standing out there, so even if it does get a piece of him, he's going to wear it and unfazingly go down to first.
Both teams hit the second batter here in the first inning. Outfield left to right for the Hornets is Bailey, Canby, and Sifford. DH Colin Reed as a first pitch into Tommy Montag is strike 1.
Montag wearing those thick yellow batting gloves.
And a gold bat to go with it. Herndon looks over to first. Now comes to the plate with it. This one hit right to Ruest. Off the glove. It'll be tough play. Still has a chance at it. Throw to first to Herndon is in time for out number 2.
You know, way to never give up on that ball by Jackson Ruest. It was a skip over the first base bag. Never hit the bag to cause the issue, but still an awkward hop that he tried to get into the glove and make the double play with by stepping on the bag and then throwing to second. But once it went by into foul territory, he stayed with it. Herndon was able to hustle over and get the out.
Now a runner on second, Aaron Forbes with 2 outs. First pitch into the cleanup hitter, Drew Bailey, is a ball.
Now you're going to get a timeout with the runner on second so that Moore can make sure to review the pitch sequence to Herndon so that they're fine and no signs are stolen.
Yeah, being a little more discreet with a guy right in the batter's view. Fourth takes his lead off a second. Herndon looks back now, comes to the plate, and on the inside corner, it's strike one. Now the count evened up by one apiece to Drew Bailey, the left fielder. Both teams with a Bailey in left field today. Drew from Morgantown, Connor for post 14. Now Herndon's 1-1 is a breaking ball. A lot of movement on it, and it falls in the zone for strike two.
Yeah, that one froze Bailey at the plate.
Herndon sets again. Takes a sign from Cam Moore. Looks back to second, now fires. The 1-2 hit in the left field, foul. So Drew Bailey keeps himself alive.
Herndon went back to that off-speed pitch to see if he could get Bailey to be frozen yet again, but he waited on it and almost had that one go down the line.
Here comes the 1-2 again. This one hit into center field again. Canby takes a couple steps back, gets under it, and makes the play for out number 3. So both offenses quiet through one inning so far. Still 0-0, each team leaving a runner on base as we go to the top of the second. After a 60-second break, we'll be back with more American Legion Baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
One of the questions lawyers get asked the most is, what is my case worth?
I'm Steven Skinner, and this is my brother Andrew with Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers.
The truth is, it's very difficult for a lawyer to pinpoint a number because every case is different.
We get to know each situation and we'll give you an idea of what your case is worth and why.
The sooner we get involved, the better we can do getting you the compensation you deserve.
Google Skinner Lawyers or go to skinnerwins.com. We'll treat you like family.
Welcome back to the West Virginia State Championship for American Legion Baseball. Top of the second, still no score between Berkeley post 14 and Morgantown post number 2. Be a second inning of work for Hunter Dakin, who gave up just one walk. We don't want to hit by pitch to Baden Hartman first time up, and it'll be the hot-hitting Landon Sifford coming to the plate. Spent the first game behind the plate. Now he swapped places with Cam Moore. And he's in right field now. So we see some from time to time. First pitch to Sifford from Dakin will be taken low in the strike zone for strike number 1.
Sifford in the game earlier against post 94, 1 for 3 with a run and 2 RBIs.
This one outside. Yeah, it was the 2-run triple from Landon Sifford that got things started. And then he came in on a sacrifice fly for the 3rd run, and that's all that post 14 needed to get it done with Baden Hartman on the mound in game 1. 2-1 count now to Sifford. He'll take another one outside for ball 3. Dakin winds and fires. This one's inside. So Landon Sifford draws a leadoff walk.
Still able to get on base, which is what you like, especially when you're leading things off in the top half of the inning. And now Bub, who's also had a pretty good outing here down in Charleston, up the bat.
And Bub was able to drive in Sifford on that sac fly last game. He takes the first pitch for a strike.
Yep, he went 2 for 3.
So Bub will try to keep that one going. The third baseman awaits the 0-1. This one's hit into left field. Drew Bailey's under it, and he'll make the play for the first out.
Yeah, Bob just kind of put too much underneath that one, dropping his shoulder down to try to get that one to carry out, but we haven't seen that yet so far. I haven't seen any home runs. This ballpark playing very much towards the pitcher's advantage in that aspect.
Stepping to the plate is Jackson Ruest. Lefty versus lefty. He'll hit the first pitch, just barely foul down the first base line. Ruest had a quiet game last night against Morgantown. Didn't play in the first game today. We saw him on Thursday struggle a little bit up on the mound, so he's trying to get back right. The Hedgesville High School products come through a lot of times in the clutch in high school in many different sports. So let's see if he can get back on track. Second pitch is a ball high up in the zone. Here's the 1-1 to Ruest. Chops it foul behind him towards the Morgantown dugout on the first base side. It's a 1-2 count now to Ruest.
Yeah, he's due. He hasn't had a hit since the 2-hit day he had on Tuesday. So kind of in a slump right now.
Sifford takes his lead off first. The throw in on the 1-2 is a ball for 2-2 now. Hunter Dakin still yet to allow a hit. Here's the 2-2. Chopped fair this time to the first baseman. They'll go to second for one. They get it. No throw over to first, so it's a fielder's choice. Landon Sifford will go back to the dugout. And now Jackson Ruest is at first. So now with two down, Braden Stottlemyre, the shortstop, will step to the plate. Who had a big-time performance on the pitching mound on Wednesday against South Charleston. And this one is high and outside for ball one. Here's the 1-0 from Dakin. That'll be taken for 2 balls and no strikes. Stottlemyre only gave up 2 runs against South Charleston on Wednesday, but his team was only able to score 1. That's what sent Berkeley Post 14 down to the loser's bracket to where they have to win 2 games today. The 2-0 is outside, makes it 3-0.
Another opportunity for another walk to get a base runner on and have Canby come up the bat potentially.
And then Canby will try to flip it over to the other side of the lineup, and he will get a chance. It's a 4-pitch walk to Braden Stottlemyre, third already for Dakin.
Canby, after making the diving catch there in the bottom of the first, now with an opportunity with a runner on second to get an RBI and give Berkeley Post 14 the lead here potentially in the state championship game.
And Max Cash with a short conference with his pitcher. He'll go back, throw his first pitch to the Martinsburg High School product, Jordan Canby. First pitch is in there, low for strike number 1. Two runners on, Ruest at second, Stottlemyre at first. Swing and a miss at the 0-1 from Canby. So Dakin just a strike away from getting out of this. No damage done. Trying to leave a runner in scoring position. Here's the 0-2. Canby into center field on a line. And it's a diving play. Not made. One run will come across and score. Ruest. Here comes Stottlemyre to the plate from first. He slides in head first. And it's a 2 RBI double with 2 outs for Jordan Canby. And it's an early lead in the state championship for Post 14.
Yeah, that was very close to being a spectacular play by the center fielder Wenger. He reached out, dove for that ball, trying to make the catch, but it rolled just underneath his glove. So now Berkeley Post 14 strikes first, and a great job by Canby.
Just inches away from making that play was Wenger out in center field. Jordan Canby himself out there in center might have made that play. First pitch to Connor Bailey for his second at-bat is strike one. And now that speed out at second gives Connor Bailey a chance with a base hit to add on another one. Dakin's 0-1, fouled back to the backstop.
Looking at game changer here, from our angle, kind of tough. It looks like he might have had the ball and then dropped it while continuing to make his dive. So that actually rolled a two-base error.
Rolled an error. Okay. It was definitely very close to the glove. Not too surprised by that.
See if Morgantown has scored it the same or not. They rolled it a hit. So
let's see. Usually your own team is a little more favorable. They'll give the other team credit for hits, so they don't have to give themselves credit for errors. I think that was a tough play. In my scorebook, that would be a double.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell if he ever actually had it or not from here. That's why I said at first I thought it just rolled underneath his glove. He never actually had it.
0-2 to Bailey. Popped into shallow right field. Second baseman can't get there. Right in between. Camby's going to score all the way from second. Bailey will try to get two, and he will. A blooper into shallow right field turns into an RBI double for Connor Bailey, and it's 3-0 Hornets.
Yeah, you knew if that dropped down, Camby was going to score with his speed on the base paths, and that one, once it did eventually drop down, kind of took a awkward hop to almost, in a weird way, try to play keep away from the fielders of Morgantown was the baseball. It didn't want to be picked up, so that kept rolling away from the second baseman, and Bailey ended up on second.
First pitch into Peyton Hartman's high and inside for ball one. Here's the second one. This one's hit into shallow right field once again. Coming in on and making the play is Ethan Dorkins for the third out. But it's 3 runs in the top of the second for Berkeley Post 14. Makes it an early 3-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the second here in the West Virginia State Championship game for American Legion Baseball. And we'll be back with more after this 60-second break here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
One of the questions lawyers get asked the most is, what is my case worth?
I'm Steven Skinner, and this is my brother Andrew with Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers.
The truth is, it's very difficult for a lawyer to pinpoint a number because every case is different.
We get to know each situation and we'll give you an idea of what your case is worth and why.
The sooner we get involved, the better we can do getting you the compensation you deserve.
Google Skinner Lawyers or go to skinnerwins.com. We'll treat you like family.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. From small beginnings and over a century later, we maintain our dedication to our policyholders to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. Protecting everything from your home to your business has never been easier. Our team is here to ensure that you, your family, and your assets are taken care of. We enjoy giving back and doing our part to keep Martinsburg a great place to be.
Welcome back to the state capitol for the state championship game in West Virginia. The Berkeley Post 14 Hornets have opened up a 3-0 lead as we come to the bottom of the second. Chase Herndon now with a nice insurance policy for himself. The 3-run lead is Morgantown will have to try to come back again. Berkeley Post 14 with a 5-0 victory over Morgantown last night on the back of Carson Buber's 6 2/3 of innings of shutout ball before Peyton Hartman closed the door. Now they'll try to get their first runs to try to work themselves back into this. It'll be Jet Walters leading things off, second baseman number 2. Chase Herndon's first pitch is a breaking ball called strike one.
Yeah, that one absolutely fooled the hitter there, just kind of watched it float by him.
Dylan Bishop and Colin McLaughlin here for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Second pitch in for called strike number 2. Spencer Dupuy, our cameraman, up on the top of the press box. And Nick Verzolini back in the studio in Martinsburg. Herndon steps back on the rubber. His 0-2 is another breaking ball, this time inside. Makes it 1-2.
Yeah, Herndon right now just trying to really mess with the timing of the Morgantown hitters. Mixing up those speeds and see if he goes fastball here. Try to blow this one by him.
He gets the sign from Moore that he likes. Here comes the pitch. It's another breaking ball that hits Walters. So the second hit by pitch in as many innings for Chase Herndon. And once again, early in the inning, Morgantown will start with a runner on first.
Yeah, that one just unlucky for Herndon. The breaking ball kind of just dropped down. It looked like it might have hit his back leg.
The hit by pitch in the first inning was the only man on base for Morgantown in the bottom of the first. Here's a bunt attempt by Lance Wanger. Sacrifice. Here's Cam Moore picking the ball up from behind the plate. Makes the play over to Ruest at first for out number 1. So they do get the runner over to second.
Yeah, they're going with the small ball approach, which is something that South Charleston had tried to do a little bit against Berkeley Post 14 last game, but was unsuccessful. We'll see if Morgantown's able to have any success.
Caleb Cottle, number 18, the DH. Lefty versus lefty. It's kind of a swinging bunt over to Bub at third. Rocks and fires, double clutches, makes the out, but then Ruest tries to make a play at third over the head of Braden Stottlemyre. And this is going to let Jet Walters come across the score. So it's a 5-3 ground out, but then a throwing error over to third is going to allow Morgantown to cut the lead to 2. It's now 3-1.
Yeah, not sure what Jackson Ruest was thinking there, throwing that ball over to third. Should have just held on to it. You had the 2 outs and don't need to worry about a base runner on third. All you needed to do after getting the out was worry about getting the next one.
So Morgantown's been able to get themselves a run up on the board without getting themselves a hit, as Max Cash will come to the plate. And the catcher hits on the ground to Braden Stottlemyre at short. He'll fire over to Ruest, comes off the bag, but makes the tag pretty easily for the third out. So Morgantown gets one back. They cut the lead down to 2. It's now 3-1 as we head to the third here in the state championship. We'll be back after 60 seconds. More American Legion baseball here on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Ollie's VIP Northside at 36 Veronica Drive, Martinsburg is your favorite place to have a great meal, a good time, and to catch all the games. Join us Mondays for 75-cent wings and follow your favorite team from the bar on our 17 TVs located all throughout the bar or from the outdoor fire pit. Ollie's has great food and drink menus and features specials for every day of the week, including Saturdays when you can get a 16-ounce ribeye steak grilled the way you want it for just $24.95. That's Ollie's VIP Northside at 36 Veronica Drive, Martinsburg. We'll see you for the game.
Third inning of work starts for Hunter Dakin of Morgantown post number 2, now only down by 2 runs instead of 3. Post 14 with a throwing error. They allowed to run the score after a leadoff hit by pitch. So now it's 3-1. Colin Reed will step back to the plate. Flew out the left field, very deep left field, his first time up.
Yeah, but having his bat still in this lineup is huge no matter what for Berkeley Post 14, even though it was still 5-0 win yesterday against Morgantown in the game that he was not here because he was at a wedding. But it's nice to have him back today, and this year being his last year. I almost said last game, but no, they made it to the regionals. They've automatically qualified for that, so not done in that aspect just yet.
Yeah, the Hornets got their second most runs of the tournament in yesterday's game without Reed, getting 5. only it's a first pitch. It's grounded to left field foul. Only coming short of the 10 that they scored against Wheeling on Thursday. After only scoring 4 runs combined in the first 2 games. 3-2 victory and a 2-1 loss. Here's the 0-1 to Reed, high and outside. Reed going to Garrett College to play baseball. This one's hit into center field. Another play out to be made on it, and just in front of the glove of Wanger, it bounces behind him. Colin Reed's going to go for 2. He rounds second. He's going to head for third, and he's going to come in there standing on third base. Now that one I think is a little more reasonable to maybe call an error on the center fielder Wanger. Still kind of a tough play.
It was tough. I think you have to rule it a hit because, at least from my angle, it looked like it actually bounced right in front of him when he was diving for it, so never actually really had it in the glove at any point. So I think you rule that a triple, surprisingly enough,
hey,
for
we'll
Reed.
give it to him. We'll give it to him. Call it a leadoff triple for Colin Reed. And this one's hit on the ground by Cam Moore to second. Bounces off the glove of Jet Walters and into right field. And Colin Reed will come in to score. They make up that run from last half inning, back up to a 3-run lead.
No question about that one. That's an error.
So 4th run given up by Hunter Dakin. E4 will let Cam Moore get on base with no outs. Landon Sifford bunts. And they're going to throw that one away, but it's going to be called off by the first base umpire, who's saying that the bunt went
right call.
That the bunt went off the foot of Landon Sifford, which is, I think, the right call.
Yes, that is 100% the correct call. That bunt hit the bat and then came down and actually hit Sifford's foot to go down the third baseline perfectly in fair territory. They're still going to try to dispute it.
Yeah, Trip Tobin coming
Sifford
out.
saying that he promises it didn't hit the foot. He's trying to claim that it actually hit the base, which would be fair territory. So now the umpires are going to convene, and actually, no, they're just going to go with the first base umpire's call. So
yeah, you could just tell by the trajectory of the ball that
it hit something.
That it didn't hit just the turf, but it did seem like it hit the back foot of Landon Sifford. So he'll step to the plate 0-1. Lined out hard to shortstop his first time up. And he's going to take the 0-1 for strike 2. Thought it was a little low.
I mean, for him, the point being your feet are facing the other way, so if it hits your toe, it's probably going to go that direction, right?
Oh, and the 0-2 is going to hit Sifford in the leg. So he's going to get on base one way or the other. Puts 2 runners on.
He wears it, so now still nobody outs and 2 runners on.
His second walk in 2 at-bats. I said he lined out the shortstop. That was actually Cam Moore that did that his first time up. Now another sacrifice bunt by Riley Bubb. Going to be picked up by the catcher. Thrown by Max Cash over to first to Jet Walters, the second baseman covering for out number 1. But it works to perfection. Cam Moore now at third base. Landon Sifford at second.
Yeah, he gets the job done, and now you need Jackson Ruiz, though, to step up. He hit into the fielder's choice, so he finally reached base, but still has not recorded a base hit since Tuesday.
Ruiz, the first pitch here with 1 out, is a ball outside. Both hits for post 14 have come very close to being outs or errors, depending on your scorebook. In center field, and Ruiz is going to hit another one to center. Wanger gets under this one, makes a play over his head. Cam Moore is going to be able to score from third base, though, as the throw-in's made over to third. So it's another sacrifice, this time by Ruiz, and it's 5-1 Hornets.
Not a base hit, but you'll take it if you're Jackson. You can smile with a sac fly to get another insurance run, make it a 5-1 lead now.
He got himself a sac fly last night as well. So now with 2 outs and a runner on second base, it'll be Braden Stottlemyre. Walked his first time up. He takes strike 1.
Yeah, you're back here to the bottom part of the lineup for Berkeley Post 14. Part, though, that's still really producing.
Second pitch taken for a strike. Braden Stottlemyre just finished his freshman year at Shepherd University as a pitcher only. Or at least, if it's up to him, he won't be a pitcher only. Takes this one for a ball. Seen him at shortstop a lot over the summer for Post 14. So now the 1-2. Dakin looks back, now throws. And Stottlemyre protecting the outside part of the plate. Fouls this one off.
He had to really reach out and make sure to get a piece of that one.
It's now 5-1, Berkeley Post 14 here. 2 outs in the top of the third. The 1-2 with a runner on second base to Stottlemyre is high and outside for a ball.
Yeah, I think Stottlemyre tried to call time there, but actually was not granted it. So kind of lucky there that he didn't strike out.
Yep, worked out in the end. Now sits at 2-2, 2 outs and a runner on second. And he's going to foul this one off to the first base side once again, out of play.
His approach to the plate, though, has been fantastic so far this game, forcing the walk his last at bat, and now here battling in this one to reach base, being very patient, knowing the strike zone.
Dakin looks back at Sifford. Now a throw. Sifford goes. This one's popped up in the infield. Cody Thomas protects his eyes from the sun and makes the play for the out, but not before Berkeley Post 14 is able to add 2 to their lead. It's now a 4-run game, 5-1 over Morgantown Post number 2. As we head to the bottom of the third after the 60-second break. This is American Legion Baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
And the streak continues! CMA's Martinsburg dealerships continue to knock out the competition with their competitive pricing, extensive selection, and lifetime powertrain warranty. With over 450 new and used vehicles in stock and on the way, CMA won't leave you waiting on a bench.
That's right, CMA's Martinsburg dealerships are once again the most valuable dealers in the area.
For the strongest and deepest lineups, visit CMA's Martinsburg dealerships online at martinsburg.cmacars.com today. And good luck to all Panhandle High School student athletes.
Bottom 3 here in Charleston. It's a 5-1 lead for Berkeley Post 14 over Morgantown Post number 2 in the West Virginia State Championship for American Legion Baseball. A winner goes on to the Mid-Atlantic Regional Championship Tournament as the West Virginia State Champion. Both of these teams will go to that regional tournament. Just a matter of who gets the moniker of State Champ. Morgantown hosting tournament this upcoming week. Berkeley Post 14 clinching their spot earlier today with a win over South Charleston, 3-2.
Yeah, and stay tuned to our social media, trying to still take a look at next week's schedule for us and figure out the logistics of maybe being able to go up to Morgantown and broadcast some of those regional games for Berkeley Post 14.
Yeah,
so
to be determined whether we will, but
keep an eye out.
Yep. For now, it's Chase Herndon. Third inning of work, takes strike 1 to Ethan Dorkins. Number 9 hitter for Morgantown. He'll try to get a runner on base before things go back to the top. Herndon winds and fires. And that's ball 1 outside. Through the first 2 innings, just 2 hit by pitches have gotten runners on base for Morgantown. Herndon looks in at Moore. Fires the 1-1. High for ball 2. Dorkins with that crouch stance. Shrinking his strike zone a little bit. Here's the 2-1 from Herndon. That's hit on a line. That's a base hit in the left field. First hit of the day for Morgantown. Goes in the left. Connor Bailey throws it back in. So Ethan Dorkins with a leadoff single.
Yeah, beautiful spot there past the outstretched arm of Bub. We'll see if they go back to the small ball, though, or not, like they did last time, getting the leadoff runner on first.
They have 4 runs to make up now, rather than the 3 that they had last inning. See what Cody Thomas does. He fouls off the first pitch over to his own dugout. Flew out to center field to start the game. It was a nice play made out in center. Diving play by Jordan Canby. Herndon looks over to first. And now he'll deliver the 0-1. It's a sweeping breaking ball. Falls into the strike zone, 0-2. One unearned run now. So far for Chase Herndon, 2 walks, 1 hit. The 0-2 to Thomas, high. Makes it 1-2.
Good job by Moore to jump up and keep that one from going to the backstop to allow the runner to go into scoring position.
Herndon from the stretch once more. Again, high up in the zone. Evens things up at 2 apiece.
He doesn't have the best control of his fastball right now, which is why we've seen a lot of that breaking ball from Herndon.
Thomas has been able to work the 0-2 back to 2-2. And here it comes. He's going to fly this one to opposite field. Landon Sifford under it. And he brings it into the glove for out number 1. So no noise on that one. Dorkins stays at first. So now with 1 out, that'll bring Aaron Forbes to the plate. Hit by pitch his first time up. The righty number 13, third baseman for Morgantown, waits the first pitch from Herndon. That's another breaking ball, strike 1.
Yeah, a lot of these Morgantown hitters not expecting that breaking ball as the first pitch, so they've really just let it go by.
It's got a lot of movement on it. Force with the red bat up on the shoulder, waits the 0-1. And this one off the glove of Can Moore. Rolls over to the third base fence. That's going to allow Dorkins to move up 90 feet to second base. Tommy Montag, first baseman, on deck, who grounded out to first base his first time. But for now, it's still Aaron Forbes stepping back in with a 1-1 count and 1 out. Herndon brings the ball into the glove and now delivers inside, ball 2.
Yeah, that one just missed the spot for a strike.
Partly cloudy here, no rain during these games so far today. Don't think there's any in the forecast, but they could have popped up late since we last checked. 2-1 pitch from Herndon, hit over to the left field side, foul. 2-2. Currently 91 degrees here in Charleston.
It's been a very warm week.
Feels like 98. We're getting some wind from time to time. 2-2 from Herndon. It's another breaking ball. He's going to hit this one into deep center. Canby is underneath it, makes the play. Dorkins takes a few steps off a second, but he's going to stay. Nice throw in by Jordan Canby. Runner stays at second. Now there's 2 outs.
A good throw by Camby, even though it was just to the right of the third base bag. It was still, with the pace and everything, able to keep that runner from testing the arm. It would have been a close play if the runner did decide to go because the throw wasn't on the mark. But he respects Camby.
Now here's the lefty Montag swinging and missing at the first strike. Honestly, not a whole lot of swings and misses so far from Morgantown. But still good work on the mound regardless from Herndon. So now with the 0-1, he'll look back at second. And now he'll step off. But Dorkin's getting a little too far off the bag for his liking. So now Stottlemyre will come a little closer to hold him there. Here, now coming to the plate. Another breaking ball finds the inside part of the plate. And Montag certainly didn't think that it did. But it's 0-2. Herndon looks back again. Stottlemyre back to his position. 0-2 is outside.
Herndon tried to get him to chase there, but was unable to do so.
So Montag protects for at least one pitch on the 0-2 count. So now it's 1-2. Herndon will fire again. Fastball just off the outside part of the plate.
I thought that one had him.
I thought it did too. 2-2 now. 2 outs. Herndon. I looked over to the dugout to say, where was that one? Here we go. Here's the 2-2 to Montag. Breaking ball. He got some contact on it, but it's fouled off. Down to right field, down by the locker room. For Charleston, where these teams had to spend some time last night during the rain delay.
Including you.
Yeah, me and Spencer made it over to the locker rooms. You were in a different position trying to get
I ran to the van because I had the key.
I can't blame you. It would. I'm sure it was a lot cooler because there was no AC in that locker room.
I made sure to have AC.
So here comes another 2-2 pitch from Chase Herndon to Tommy Montag. This 5-1 game. And that's just off the outside corner again. Herndon kind of hopping up and down. Again, thought he had that one. So now the count runs full. Morgantown's still down by 4 runs here in the bottom of the third. Plenty of time to get back into it, but Herndon pitching well so far, trying to keep this runner away. And this full count pitch, Dorkins was running. This one's in the turf for ball 4. So runners on the corners now for Morgantown.
You still 2 outs though, so no damage done just yet. All you need is the out and the runs won't matter. That though, you had the opportunity to get out of the inning and unfortunately walked over Montag.
Third walk for Chase Herndon is now Drew Bailey steps to the plate. Chopper right in front of the catcher Cam Moore. He's going to go to first with it for the third out of the inning. So 2 more runners stranded for Morgantown post 2. And the score stays 5-1 as we'll go to the 4th. Still a 4-run lead for Berkeley post 14 in the state championship game. We'll be back with more American Legion baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 after this 60-second break.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
I I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Top of the fourth here in Charleston. Berkeley Post 14 leads 5-1 in the West Virginia State Championship game for American Legion Baseball. Dylan Bishop and Colin McLaughlin here for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Spencer Dupuis, our cameraman, Nick Verzolini back in the studio for the final game of this week of baseball here in Charleston. Jordan Canby will step to the plate for Berkeley Post 14. And he'll take the first pitch from Hunter Dakin, foul it back behind home plate. Canby got himself a double last time, ended up coming around to score. And he's going to hit this one again in the left center field, and he's going to have extra bases once again. Rounding first, headed for second. Be a tough play for Drew Bailey. He's going to go for three, the speed he can be. He's going to slide in foot first with a triple.
Yeah, you could tell he was thinking three all the way as soon as that one left his bat. He's got the speed to do so, and he put that one beautifully into left center field. And great job by Canby now to hopefully add on some more runs for Berkeley Post 14 here.
Just the third hit of the game for Berkeley Post 14, and two of them coming from Jordan Canby.
We already get a mound visit.
Yeah, Hunter Dakin allowing just, like you said, third hit, but now 5 runs, 4 earned on the day for Dakin, giving up 4 walks, no strikeouts. And it's the top of the order coming up. Connor Bailey got himself a double that scored Canby last time. And just 2 spots in the lineup behind him is Colin Reed, who had himself a triple last time at bat.
Now the umpire's going to go out to try to break up this meeting.
Yep, it looks like it's just a talk right now to Hunter Dakin.
Yeah, last half inning we saw some action in the bullpen and kind of stopped after Dakin was able to get out of it. But yeah, they just went back to having another guy start warming up again after the leadoff triple by Canby.
If we can get an eye on what number that is, we'll let you know. His first pitch into Connor Bailey is a ball.
Yeah, I haven't seen him turn around yet to kind of get a good glance.
I believe that's number 4, Brody Latoka, as this one's a base hit into left field for Connor Bailey. It's another RBI and another additional run tacked onto the lead. It's 6-1.
Having the opportunity to have them go back-to-back to lead things off is nothing more you could ask for Berkeley Post 14 to start off an inning, because both of them typically lead off hitters for their respected teams throughout the season, and obviously you can't have 2 leadoff hitters when you're both on Berkeley Post 14, so you've seen Canby here and there do it. You've seen Bailey do it.
So now Baden Hartman once again has a shot to come up with a runner on base. So now Connor Bailey's 2 for 3 with a single and a double. And Hartman's going to hit this one into deep left field, but Drew Bailey's able to get under it. A lot of real estate out there. He makes the play for a loud out number 1.
Now batting number 20, Colin Reed.
If that was back at home, I think that would have been a homer.
I think it would have.
This being a college field plays a little deeper.
Adding things up, Dakin does actually have 4 hits allowed today. One of those was last at bat for Colin Reed, a triple. The first pitch into Reed is a ball. So Connor Bailey on first base. It's 6-1 post 14, and here he goes for second. Max Cash throws down, not in time. Bailey slides and stands right up. Easy stolen base for Connor Bailey.
Yeah, you could tell Cash was unhappy with that one, allowing the stolen base.
Big jump there he got. Bailey now at second, hopping around. He'll step back. It's Dakin. Steps on the rubber now, looks in for the 2-0. And it's high and outside to Reed once again.
Yeah, it looks like he's kind of starting to lose control of that fastball. Getting frustrated out on that mound after 3 straight high fastballs.
You have to pitch carefully to Colin Reed. By far the RBI leader for post 14. Bailey's going to go for third, and it's a 4-pitch walk and a stolen base.
And it looks like another mound visit, which means that's going to be it for Dakin.
Yep, that's going to be the end of the day. Looks like 3 1/3 innings for Hunter Dakin. He'll be taken off the mound. 5 runs, 4 earned, 4 walks, no strikeouts. We'll take a 60-second break for the pitching change and be back with more American Legion baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Do you need a place to go for a quick tobacco, soda, snacks, cigarettes, or beer run? Well, then you're in luck, because Enter and Exit has convenience without the cost. Enter and Exit right off Route 11 is located at 31 Meadow Lane in Martinsburg and soon to be opening in Chambersburg, PA. Enter and Exit is open Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Sundays from 9:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. For great convenience without the cost, stop on into Enter and Exit today.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, Go Bulldogs.
Back here at the Welch Athletic Complex. Pitching change for Morgantown post 2 as they trail 6-1. The day is done. For the starting pitcher Hunter Dakin, it's Brody Latoka taking over for post number 2. Dakin ends his day with a walk to Colin Reed, so now there's a runner on first and third for Latoka.
Latoka, 18 innings pitched so far in 7 games. He started 3 of them. He's got a 3-0 record on the year, giving up 19 hits, 10 runs, 9 of them earned, 9 walks, and 12 strikeouts for him as well this year with an ERA of 3.500.
Now batting for Berkeley, number 1, Cam Moore.
Can't help but be reminded the last name Latoka, the damage that he's done, that last name did to the Eastern Panhandle when it came to Shepherd football in the Final Four game against Colorado School of Mines. This ball from Cam Moore hit into shallow left center. It's a diving catch by Drew Bailey, but Connor Bailey is going to be able to score from third. Ends up a sacrifice fly after a nice diving play out and left. Prevents the base hit. But it's still now 7-1 post 14.
Yeah, great job by Bailey there to get a jump on that one to make the play, which you typically see from your center fielder, but Wanger didn't have the same jump on it, so it was only Bailey with the opportunity to get there, but then post 14's Bailey with the great base running.
First pitch in to Landon Sifford is called strike. Sifford so far gotten on base with a walk both times. He'll take this one for ball 1. Took a traditional walk first time and was hit by pitch his second time. Sifford's going to crack this one in the center, but Wanger's under it, and he's going to make the play for out number 3. But now it's 7-1. Berkeley post 14. We go through 3.5 innings of this state championship game for West Virginia American Legion Baseball. And we'll be back with more after this 60-second break here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
There's a local family moving in our territory.
What do you want from me?
Taste it. It's really good.
We're going through the mattresses.
It's not personal. It's strictly business. Leave the guns. Take the pizza.
Rocks, now serving hot, fresh pizza to die for.
Ow, that really hurt.
Ollie's VIP Northside at 36 Veronica Drive, Martinsburg is your favorite place to have a great meal, a good time, and to catch all the games. Join us Mondays for 75-cent wings and follow your favorite team from the bar on our 17 TVs located all throughout the bar or from the outdoor fire pit. Ollie's has great food and drink menus and features specials for every day of the week, including Saturdays when you can get a 16-ounce ribeye steak grilled the way you want it for just $24.95. That's Ollie's VIP Northside at 36 Veronica Drive, Martinsburg. We'll see you for the game.
Bottom 4 here in Charleston. Chase Herndon back to the mound for Berkeley Post 14. Now with a 6-run lead.
Yeah, it's been a complete 180 after that gritty 10-9 win for Berkeley Post 14 against Wheeling. When you had to come back from that, that's when the bats came alive, and they have been back ever since, it seems like, for the Hornets. Even in that last game, even though it was a 3-2 win, still having 8 hits. And now here having 5 hits, 7 runs.
So now here comes Jet Walters to the plate for his second time up. He takes a breaking ball, strike 1. Walters was hit by a pitch and then came around to score for Morgantown Post 2's only run. Herndon fires this one into the turf. Evens things up at 1 apiece. Herndon through 3 innings so far. No strikeouts, but that has not stopped him from pitching well. Only 3 walks and 1 hit on 1 unearned run. And this one's fouled over to the left side. Excuse me, the right side. Jackson Ruest over at first base doesn't get to it, but it doesn't matter because it's foul.
Yeah, so now 1 more strike to get maybe his first strikeout.
He's come close, but hasn't been able to get that 3rd one. Like I said, not a lot of swings and misses so far for Post 2. Here's Herndon's 1-2. Low for ball number 2. Cam Moore throws it back. Cam Moore gets it back. Herndon working pretty efficiently. He's going to have to. He doesn't have to go the full game if necessary, because of the last 2 games. Great pitching from Carson Buber and Baden Hartman. 1 out shy of a complete game last night against Morgantown for Buber, and a complete game for Baden Hartman today. Swing and a miss by Walters. There is the first strikeout for Chase Herndon.
Yeah, you just really mix those pitches up well with the breaking ball and the fastball. Really both working well together today to cause Morgantown to have no answers.
Lance Wanger laid down a sacrifice bunt his first time up, and he'll take this one high in the zone for ball 1. Now with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th, it's a 6-run lead for Post 14. This will be taken for ball 2. Herndon working steady. Here's the 2-0. It'll be strike 1. We expect to see Jason Myers up on the mound next for Post 14 if necessary, and then Trevor Bohr to close it out. We'll see if it comes to even needing all 3. Herndon, his 2-1 is low for ball 3. Number 10, Wanger, steps back into the box with his Tiger striped bat. Hits this one to the left field side. Fouled off. Makes it 3-2. Now with the count run full, I believe only for the second time for Herndon. Makes this pitch, delivers a breaking ball, doesn't break back over the plate. So that's a one-out walk. Fourth walk of the game so far for Herndon.
Yeah, that's something that we heard from Trip Tobin. They want to start limiting anymore. You'll probably be getting into the danger zone if he gets up over 6+ walks. But
Herndon with a pickoff attempt, not in time.
Fortunately for post 14, the 4 so far have really not resulted in anything.
Here's the first pitch, and to Caleb Cottle. Outside and low for ball 1. Cottle grounded out to Riley Bubb over at third base his first time up. And I believe that was the play that then led to Ruest trying to make a throw back to third over the head and allowed Chet Walters to score. And there's ball 2. The Morgantown with 4 innings to try to, right now, get back 6 runs. It's assuming that their pitching can keep this at a 7-run game for post 14. Another pickoff attempt not made in time over to Ruest.
Yeah, he had him, except for the fact that Ruest dropped it when placing the tag.
So it stays runner on first with 1 out. The 2-0 to Cottle is just outside for ball number 3. Cottle in the DH position, hitting for Hunter Dakin and now Brody Latour. And that's a 4-pitch walk to Cottle. So now runner on first and second for Morgantown.
Yep, back-to-back walks will cause a mound visit here for Berkeley post 14.
Yeah, we may be reaching the end of the line here pretty quickly for Herndon.
The leash isn't that short, I don't know just yet, with a 6-run lead still, but you do know you still got plenty of pitchers in the wings, including Myers, who I believe I've seen moving around so far. I don't know if he's went into the bullpen or not yet, but I saw him walking around the dugout.
Or at least getting closer. Like we said, Myers and Bohr both available to pitch today. Jackson Ruest also available to pitch after pitching on Thursday. Like we've been mentioning, the pitching performances by Buber and Hartman over the last 24 hours have left those guys available today.
Looking at his pitch count so far, Herndon at 59 pitches, 32 of those for strikes.
So Max Cash will step to the plate. First pitch to him is a strike called 0-1. Herndon will look in. Here's the 0-1. Cash takes this one, breaking ball, low and inside, evens things up at 1-1.
Yeah, right now, Morgantown trying to get some life in the dugout to get behind their team, wanting to rally back here down 6.
Cash grounded out to Stottlemyre at short his first time up. 1-1's inside for ball 2.
Yeah, if you're Herndon here, you need to win this at bat and get an out here. Again, have 3 straight walks to load the bases.
Herndon's 2-1 high for ball 3. 3-1 count to Max Cash. Morgantown tries to get some offense going for the first time in this game. Still down by 6 runs. See Wanger at second and Cottle at first. Here's a 3-1. That's low and inside. So it's 3 straight walks to load the bases by Chase Herndon.
The most frustrating part of it probably is that it's to the bottom of the lineup for Morgantown.
The 6, 7, and 8 hitters getting 1-out walks after a strikeout, his first of the game to start out the inning. Now Ethan Dorkins, who has the only hit of the game for Morgantown, steps to the plate. Got a single in his first at-bat, his only at-bat, to start off the bottom of the third. First pitch in the windup for Herndon, fouled off to the first base side.
Sounds like we got some action going on in the bullpen. Dollar left for Berkeley Post 14. Heard. I think Myers starting to warm up.
This is a foul ball once again to the left side.
He's been able to work ahead in the count, though. He's Herndon.
So now 0-2 to Ethan Dorkins. Wind up and the pitch high and inside for ball 1.
The issue has been so far this half inning, even if he's gotten ahead in the count, to stay ahead in the count and end the job.
Bases loaded. Morgantown with a chance here to cut into this big lead. Dorkins takes ball 2. So fighting back in the count. 2 straight balls from Herndon. Cam Moore gives him the sign. Herndon delivers this one way high up in the zone. Breaking ball never came down. Got away from him. So the count runs full. Herndon starting to struggle. A lot of runs to work with, but nowhere to put these base runners. Payoff pitch to Dorkins is inside for ball 4, and that's going to allow Wanger to score, cutting the lead down to 5, 7-2.
Yeah, Herndon now at 70 pitchers, half of them strikes, 4 straight walks. Looks like they're still trying to get through the warm-up as quick as possible of Myers, but right now this is starting to not look good.
And now it'll be the top of the lineup. Cody Thomas takes strike 1. Thomas is 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts. It's Cottle at third, Cash at second, Dorkins at first for Morgantown Post 2, down 5 runs. The 0-1's fouled off behind home plate.
So again now, you got Herndon ahead, 0-2 in the count against a batter.
So he gets ahead, but he was ahead of the last one. See if he can change fortune. Thomas, grounder to shortstop. Braden Stottlemyre will flip it to third for the second out, to force it third, but it does allow Caleb Cottle to score and make it 7-3.
Right, so now the deficit at 4, but you're 1 out away, and that out can be at any base to end the inning.
So now Aaron Forbes will step to the plate. The game now 7-3. Forbes is 0 for 1, hit by pitch in the first inning. Flew out to Jordan Canby in center. in the third. First pitch in, the Forbes is hit on the ground to Riley Bubb. Two-hopper, he throws it away, trying to go to second base. It goes in the right field. Dorkins is going to score. So now the lead has been cut in half in this inning. From 7-1, now 7-4. Runners on first and second for that one. Bubb decides to go for the force out at second base, and it goes to the right of Baden Hartman, the second baseman. So now the run scores, and now there's runners on the corners in a 3-run game. And now it's Tommy Montag. He'll hit this one on the ground to Baden Hartman. He'll flip it to Stottlemyre, and that will end the inning. But not before Morgantown post 2 cuts the lead in half. We've gone from a 6-run game to a 3-run game. It's 7-4 as we head to the 5th. We'll be back with more of the West Virginia State Championship game for American Legion Baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 after the 60-second break.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer deaths in the United States each year. But do you know the radon levels in your home? Home is a place to live, love, and laugh, not a place to breathe air containing radon. The Berkeley and Morgan County Health Departments are distributing free confidential radon test kits, and you can get yours at the Berkeley County Health Department office in Martinsburg and the Morgan County Health Department office in Berkeley Springs. Protect your home and family. Get your free radon test kit today.
We start the 5th inning here from Charleston, West Virginia at the Welch Athletic Complex. The West Virginia State Championship game in American Legion Baseball between Berkeley Post 14 and Morgantown Post 2. Currently the Hornets of Berkeley Post 14 with a 7-4 lead. But that's after Morgantown just came back with 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th. And Riley Bubb will be first up for Post 14 to try to extend the lead back out to where they had it. The first pitch from Brody Lataw is hit into pretty deep left field, but Drew Bailey backs up and makes the play.
So 1 pitch, 1 out there for Berkeley Post 14. You need to be patient here. You don't want a quick 3-up, 3-down inning to give even more momentum over to the Morgantown side to get back to their hot bats.
So now it'll be Jackson Ruest up second in this inning. Appreciate the local reporter from Morgantown coming down, giving us the correct pronunciation for the pitcher, Brody Lataw. And the foul tip into the glove by Ruest makes this an 0-2 count. And now he'll foul another one off, opposite field, out of play to the left side.
Jackson, we know, good at protecting the plate, just can't chase too much here.
Ruest hits this one to the left side again, coming in for it's Drew Bailey, and he will make the play, loses his hat in the process, but doesn't lose the ball. So it's out number 2. So Ruest now 0 for 2 with a sac fly RBI. So now with 2 out and none on, we'll see Braden Stottlemyre take strike 1. He's 0 for 1. Popped up to shortstop his second time around in the 3rd inning. An inning before that, he drew a walk and came around to score. Swing and a miss on the pitch from Lataw. Makes it an 0-2 count. Lataw trying to make quick work in this 5th. 0-2 is outside. And now the 1-2 deliveries fouled off, out of play, down the right field side. It's now still 1-2. Umpire call time. Tall steps off the bag. And now back on the pitching rubber. He winds and fires. This one's popped up. Could be in play for the third baseman, and it is. Aaron Forbes makes the play. And the Hornets go down 1-2-3. So it's still 7-4 for Berkeley Post 14. Chase Herndon walks back out to the mound for a fifth inning of work. We'll be back in 60 seconds with more of the West Virginia State Championship game with American Legion Baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hi, I'm Ron Springer, head golf professional at The Woods. If you're a golfer who loves fun and competition, get your friends together and enter one of the many fundraising tournaments held at The Woods. You and your group may qualify to play in the area's premier golf event, the Tournament of Champions. The winning team will receive individual prizes as well as a cash prize for the organization they represent. For a list of qualifying tournaments, see ads in Around the Panhandle magazine and the Journal. For a list of rules and regulations, visit thewoods.com or contact me, Ron at thewoods.com.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value Brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
Bottom of the fifth here in Charleston. Berkeley Post 14 still with a 7-4 lead over Morgantown. Post number 2. Chase Herndon now up to 7 walks on the day. Giving up now 3 runs. Earned 4 total. But just 1 hit still.
See how long of a leash Herndon has here this half inning with the 3-run lead, excuse me.
Now Drew Bailey, the left fielder at the plate. He hits the first ball to Connor Bailey. And Bailey to Bailey, F7 for out number 1 to start things out.
Well, that helps you if you're Herndon. 1 pitch, 1 out. Now his pitch count, I believe, taking a look at it, is at 76.
And he'll throw pitch number 77 to Jet Walters, who struck out his last time up, started the bottom of the 4th before eventually things came around for Morgantown. Now the 1-1 from Herndon. This one's hit into right field. That's a base hit. 1 hops over to Landon Sifford. Throw it back in. Jet Walters makes up for his last at bat with the 2nd hit of the day for Morgantown.
It sounded weird off the bat, but hey, it worked. Was able to just drop in. Now the infield for Post 14 in double play form.
First pitch to Wanger. Hit in the left field. Connor Bailey comes in. It's going to drop in front of him. So 2 straight singles for Post 2. And now that'll bring the tying run up to the plate. Caleb Cottle. Lance Wanger started the last inning. Started that parade of walks that eventually led to 3 runs to cut the lead in half. And now Cottle was the 2nd of those. He steps to the plate as the tying run. First pitch from Herndon, lefty versus lefty. Cottle pops this one up to the first base side. Ruest has some room, and he makes the play.
That's a big out.
Huge even.
Yeah, base runners stay put. Now you're one away from getting out of the inning.
So now with 2 outs here, first and second, Morgantown. Still the tying run at the plate. It's Max Cash. 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out to shortstop. First pitch fouled over to the left side. According to Spencer up top in the press box, from his view, he can see that Colin Reed's thrown in the bullpen. Carson Buber is as well, but he obviously can't pitch today. Chase Herndon, breaking ball, doesn't break down. It's high for a ball. So it's 1-1 to Max Cash. Runners first and second. See if Herndon can keep the lead here with 2 outs. Swing and a miss for strike 2. So 1 strike away from still keeping a 0 on the board for this inning.
He was trying to cash in on that one to tie things up.
And now Max Cash will try to cash in these runners on base that he has. Herndon takes a look back to second, now comes home with it. This one kind of poked at and popped up to Stottlemyre, who makes the play easily for out number 3. So Morgantown strands 2. Herndon's able to keep this a 3-run game. We'll go to the 6th inning now. Berkeley Post 14 leads 7-4 in the West Virginia State Championship game. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Locust Hill Golf Course invites you to historic Charlestown, West Virginia for 18 holes of phenomenal golf. We're just an hour drive from the Baltimore-D.C. Beltway, 1/2 hour from Winchester and Leesburg, Virginia, as well as Hagerstown and Frederick, Maryland. Each tee offers challenges across the 35 acres of lakes, ponds, and streams, which come into play on 11 holes. The Blue Ridge Mountains also provide a breathtaking backdrop to Locust Hill. Schedule your tee time today at www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call 304-728-7300. That's 304-728-7300.
Top of the 6th here from the Welch Athletic Complex in Charleston, West Virginia. It's the American Legion State Championship game for the state of West Virginia. The Berkeley Post 14 Hornets still lead 7-4. Brody Lataw coming to the mound again for his 2nd full inning of work after taking over for Hunter Dakin. Dakin was able to go 3 1/3. Gave up 5 walks, 4 hits, ending up giving up 5 runs, 4 earned.
That first pitch to Canby for a ball. Last time Canby was up, to lead things off for an inning was that triple that he later came home to score on.
And thank you for showing me that, Colin. You're right, it was all 7 runs allowed by Hunter Dakin, as Brody Lataw has yet to allow a hit, as this is his 6th batter face. Canby takes the 3-0 pitch for strike 1. Canby trying to keep things going. Been hot at the plate in this one, and he'll hit this one on the ground to third base, and he will get himself a single. A home run shy of the cycle is Jordan Canby. 3 for 3 on the day.
I almost thought he was going to try to leg that one out the way the ball squirted into left field. We know this last hit he went all the way for that triple no matter what, and he rounded first, made it look like he was going to try to go for two, but decided to stay.
Connor Bailey squares around the bunt, pulls it back for ball one.
Either way, you just like having him on base because most of the time he comes home to score.
And especially when he has the top of the order here due up. Connor Bailey 2 for 3 with a single and a double. Tries to lay down the bunt again. Fouled right back behind him. 2 stolen bases last time through the order for Connor Bailey as well. Got himself a single. Stole second. Stole third on ball 4 to Colin Reed.
See if Canby goes.
He'll stay on the 1-1. Bailey keeps the bat on the shoulder. So it's a 2-1 count.
He was trying to extend that lead over there as much as he could.
Bailey's going to hit the 2-1. Straight up in the air, right at second base. Jet Walters will bring it into the glove for out number 1. So Baden Hartman will now step to the plate. Yet to get a hit in this game, but he was hit by pitch his first time up. Reached on an error. Flew out in his second at-bat in between. A rocket of a pickoff attempt by Lataw. Doesn't get Canby. And there goes Canby down to second now. Slides and the ball pops off of the glove of Jet Walters. So no play can be made. It's a stolen base for Jordan Canby.
Trying to see if Canby's okay. He kind of is wincing after that slide. He tried to do a swing move and looks like he might have landed awkwardly on that right hip of his.
It was a nice throw by Max Cash, who would have made it close, but this one's a base hit in the left field by Baden Hartman. Jordan Canby is going to stay at third. That might be a sign of just how close to 100% he is normally.
Yeah, because originally Tripp was giving him the go sign, go, 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 and then once he saw the ball being picked up and where Canby was, he immediately told him to stay put, especially because Colin Reed's up the bat.
That's the first hit of the day for Baden Hartman, playing second base in this game.
See if Hartman goes here on the catcher's indifference. Take away the traditional double play.
He won't go on the first pitch, and this one to Colin Reed is inside. Reed is 1 for 2 with a triple. Drew himself a walk in the 4th inning last time around. There goes Hartman this time. Cash will throw down. He's going to try to get himself into a rundown, Hartman will. And here comes Canby to the plate. The throw by Walters, not in time.
Beautifully done.
And Colin Reed.
Genius there by Colin Reed for those tuned in on TV 10. The signal was never made that Canby was safe, so they said he never actually touched the bag. Cash, the catcher, didn't realize it. Reed, the only player that did realize it, so he actually grabbed Canby, told him to stop, turn around, and touch the plate so that he wouldn't have been ruled out going back to the dugout.
Great heads-up play by, or not even a play, just heads-up.
That's why you have him here,
in general.
That's Colin Reed, the assistant coach, right there.
Yeah, that's what we like to. That's what Spencer Dupuis has been saying all week. He's going to be a coach later on. At some point, it's a now 3-1 count to Colin Reed. This one goes back behind home plate. That's going to let Baden Hartman now get the second base. And actually, the scoreboard corrects itself. It's now 2-2. But now it's 8-4, Berkeley Post 14. After the successful pickle play, Baden Hartman distracting second baseman long enough for Canby to steal home. And Colin Reed sends this one into deep left field. This one over the head of Drew Bailey into the wall on one hop. Here comes Peyton Hartman around third. He's going to score. And Colin Reed is standing straight up on second base with an RBI double.
What a performance here by the offense of Berkeley Post 14 today, all around the lineup. And it's not stopping anytime soon.
That makes it 9-4, Berkeley Post 14. As Morgantown Post 2 was only down to their last 6 outs. The bottom of the 6th and the bottom of the 7th. Here in this state championship game, Cam Moore steps into the plate. He takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. It's the first RBI on the day for Colin Reed. Cam Moore with one for himself on a sac fly last time around. First batter faced by Brody Littall. This one's ball 2. RBIs all up and down the lineup. Post 14, one for Reed, one for Moore, one for Jackson Ruest. Strike 1 called. 2 for Jordan Canby and 2 for Connor Bailey. This one, the 2-1 pitch, taken outside. So a 3-1 count to the catcher out of Washington High School, Cam Moore. Littall looks back at Reed, now comes to the plate. High once again, and they'll walk Cam Moore. So now Landon Sifford will come to the plate. He's gotten on with a walk twice. One of them hit him. And after that, he had a strong hit ball to center field that was caught by Lance Wanger. So officially 0 for 1 on the day. He's made great contact all throughout this tournament, especially the last few days. 2 RBI triple in game 1, helping Post 14 clinch a spot in the regional championship tournament next week. And we'll get a mound visit for Brody Littall.
You see another pitcher for Morgantown warming up in the bullpen. Have not been able to see a number yet, but it looks like it doesn't matter because he's going to come in.
Yep,
so we'll figure it out eventually.
That'll end the day for Brody Littall. We'll take a 60-second break and wait for the new pitcher for Morgantown to get warmed up. This is American Legion Baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10, the West Virginia State Championship game. We'll be back with more after this 60-second break.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna call my parents. Dad, come over. The brisket's done.
The Traeger Connected Experience. Everything you need for epic flavor, and then some.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Third pitcher of the game enters for Morgantown Post 2. It's Daniel Graybo, who we saw last night in the 5-0 victory for Post 14. He comes in with runners on first and second and 1 out in a 9-4 game. Post 14 trying to extend their lead. It got up as high as 6 runs. Now it's back up to 5 after Post 2 was able to cut that in half. Dylan Bishop and Colin McLaughlin here with you for Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Spencer Dupuis on the camera. Nick Verzolini back in the studio. Landon Sifford steps back into the plate with a 1-0 count as he faced one pitch from Brady Littall before he was pulled for Graybo.
Yeah, this half inning, hopefully not close to finished for the damage that Berkeley Post 14 can do here to Morgantown still. In a favorable spot in this lineup with guys on base.
Sifford will take the 1-0. He'll foul it back to the backstop. Evens the count at 1 apiece. Colin Reed on second base. Cam Moore on first. A pair of Washington Patriots with the Martinsburg Bulldog up at the plate. Sifford cracks this one in the center, and that's going to fall down right in front of Wanger. Colin Reed will hold up at third. So it's a base hit for Sifford, keeping the momentum going for him at the plate, and that loads the bases.
They batted around now?
Number 11.
Now they're a couple away. It was can be let off this inning. But with only 1 out, they have a pretty good chance of doing so. Riley Bubb steps up for his 4th at-bat. 2 flyouts and a sacrifice bunt so far. He pops this first pitch up, but out of play. So bases are loaded. Post 14. Trying to extend this lead out. 5-run lead right now. Grabo hits this one, and this one's right back up the middle into center field. Colin Reed will score. Cam Moore holds up at third. Bases stay loaded on the RBI single by Riley Bubb.
Yeah, that only scored 1 for the station to station because Moore wasn't sure if that one was going to somehow be caught by the shortstop or go into the gap or not, so he actually was heading his way back to second just in case and then saw the ball go past him. So here we go. Hopefully the carousel keeps going around.
And it's Jackson Ruest with the chance to make that happen, as it's now 10-4. Hasn't gotten himself a hit today. Got on with a fielder's choice and eventually scored in the second inning. Sacrifice fly in the third and a fly out in the 5th. This one's fouled out of play. Ruest, the 8th batter of the inning. A 1-1 with 1 out. Ruest fouls this one down. The first base coach almost makes the play. Couldn't quite get the handle on it.
Ethan should have dove.
Right? Got to snag that, you know?
Yeah.
Come on. It's now a 1-2 count to Ruest. Here comes the pitch. He's going to fly this one into the deep part of the infield. Cody Thomas makes the play for out number 2.
Yep, infield fly rule in effect there for that one.
So now with 2 outs, bases remain loaded. Braden Stottlemyre has a chance to get himself some RBIs up on the board. Ninth batter of the inning. First pitch is a ball. Stottlemyre 0 for 2 with a walk. Came in to score after getting on base with that in the second inning. This pitch is a ball low in the zone, 2-0. 2 pop-outs afterwards in the 3rd and the 5th. So Grabo with the 2-0 count, winds and fires. And Stottlemyre will take it for strike 1. Jordan Canby started this inning off. And if Stottlemyre can get on base, he can bat around for a second time. This one's chopped over to third, but foul. So the count will run to 2-2.
Just got to protect the plate here.
Grabo stands in again. He'll fire the 2-2. Stottlemyre pokes at it. Ends up going foul. Canby bare hands it over in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, you want to get him up the bat because he's a home run shy of the cycle.
Grabo Another 2-2. Stottlemyre hits this out to left field. This one's going back. And in foul territory, sliding on his knees, is Drew Bailey making the third out.
What a play. That one looked like it would have been the best shot to be a home run, but kind of just dropped in. Great job by Bailey to end it.
But Post 14's able to extend the lead. Here in the top of the sixth, it's now 10-4. We'll go to the bottom of the sixth here in the West Virginia State Championship game. This is American Legion Baseball here on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire. Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Mansion Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Welcome back to the West Virginia State Championship game for American Legion Baseball here from the University of Charleston. It's Berkeley Post 14, 10, Morgantown Post 2, 4. We enter the bottom of the sixth. Some storm clouds, at least...
It's starting to rain.
Yeah, storm clouds starting to roll in. Chase Herndon goes back to the mound for a 6th inning of work. He's at 85 pitches.
Leading off for Morgantown, number 20.
He's now allowed 3 hits to go with the 7 walks, 1 strikeout, 4 runs, only 2 earned. So we'll see what this part of the order for Morgantown is able to do. So you can now hear the rain start to come in.
Yeah, hopefully it's nothing too crazy like we've seen the past few days.
First pitch to Dorkins, foul, tipped into the glove, and I think something hit Cam Moore on the arm. I don't know if it was probably the ball. I hope it wasn't the bat.
Yeah, they're going to ask for the trainer to come check him out. He says he's fine, so they say never mind. So she'll go back into that first base dugout. Never mind. She's going to just come out anyway, do her due diligence. Or not. The umpire now shoots her away. She tried.
So it's a 1 strike count to Dorkins. Dorkins had the first hit of the game in the 3rd inning for Morgantown. A walk his next time up. Squares around the bunt, pulls it back, it's strike 2. Tried to squeeze himself on base. The 0-2 from Herndon. As the rain is starting to come down, it's ball 1. Now the rain starts to pick up. It's 1-2. Swing and a miss by Dorkins. Out number 1. And here comes the rain with it.
Yeah, we'll see if any thunder or lightning comes out of it or not. There's people trying to make shelter, so I'm going to try to move our stuff and cover it as well for you here with our equipment, making sure we don't want it to get wet or anything like that. As
first pitch over to Cody Thomas is a fly ball in the left field caught by Connor Bailey. Here in the bottom of the 6th, Aaron Forbes up to bat. Herndon sticks on the mound. 0-1 count. This one slips out of his hand, goes over the head. It's a 1-1 count to Herndon. So we try to get our equipment under some cover.
Yeah, unfortunately, only got one bag, kinda, so I do our best here.
The 1-1 count to Aaron Forbes is ball 2. Here's a 2-1 from Forbes. He's going to hit this one in the left field, and that's foul. So only 4 outs to go for Morgantown post 4. And this one's going to be hit on the ground to Stottlemyre. He's going to make the throw on a hop to Ruest. And that's the 3rd out. So we're going to head to the 7th inning. Still 10-4. American Legion Baseball State Championship game. We'll be back in 60 seconds on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
One of the questions lawyers get asked the most is, what is my case worth?
I'm Steven Skinner, and this is my brother Andrew with Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers.
The truth is, it's very difficult for a lawyer to pinpoint a number because every case is different.
We get to know each situation and we'll give you an idea of what your case is worth and why.
The sooner we get involved, the better we can do getting you the compensation you deserve.
Google Skinner Lawyers or go to skinnerwins.com. We'll treat you like family.
And the streak continues! CMA's Martinsburg dealerships continue to knock out the competition with their competitive pricing, extensive selection, and lifetime powertrain warranty. With over 450 new and used vehicles in stock and on the way, CMA won't leave you waiting on a bench. That's right, CMA's Martinsburg dealerships are once again the most valuable dealers in the area. For the strongest and deepest lineups, visit CMA's Martinsburg dealerships online at martinsburg.cmacars.com today. And good luck to all Panhandle High School student athletes.
Well, we enter the 7th and final inning, 10-4. Berkeley post 14 over Morgantown post number 2, and we hit a rain delay. The rain has come down fast. And we're going to go ahead and send this to a weather delay. Nick Verzolini back in the studio will put on maybe some alternative programming if the delay lasts long enough. But for now, 1 inning to go. We're under a rain delay here from Charleston. It's Berkeley Post 14, 10, Morgantown 4. We'll be back as soon as we can be for the final inning of the West Virginia State Championship game here in American Legion Baseball. This is Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
You know, typically what will happen is John Gilstrap will be co-hosting. Now, John was a guest once on this program when he moved to the area. I think his publicist reached out and contacted me about having him on the program. New York Times bestselling author John Gilstrap is out with a new book, and he now resides close to where you're located. Would you be interested in having him on the show? And, of course, I jumped at the chance because for years I had been wanting to meet John Gilstrap, and when it finally became an opportunity to do so, how could I say no? So we brought John into the studio. He was so good that I threw the olive branch out there about maybe considering being a co-host at some point along the way. He took us up on that, and he's been doing that so well that he'll be actually guest hosting for me the July 9 week when I'm gone. And now he returns to guest role, calling in this morning, I guess from Texas still. John, good morning to you.
Good morning. Actually, this is the first time I've used my vocal cords today. I'm kind of happy they engaged.
Yeah, are you in Texas still or no, or what?
I am in Texas. I am in where am I? I'm in Alpine, Texas.
Alpine, Texas. Where is that in the state?
Yeah, if you consider that Texas kind of looks like a boot, I'm in the heel of the boot, about 80 miles from Mexico.
Okay, very good. What kind of temperatures are you living with right now, my man?
Well, yesterday we had a cool 112, but according to the sign, it felt like 135.
135? Yeah.
That's what it said.
But
I don't know.
but the humidity is less. Correct,
that
John?
doesn't make
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's not the heat; it's the humidity.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
No, it's the
It's
heat.
the dry heat.
John-
Like a blowtorch is a dry heat.
John, were you in the big band the same time that father and son died of heat exhaustion?
Actually, I don't know. I haven't heard the news. That if it happened yesterday, then yes.
No, it's happened about 3 days ago.
No, we weren't there yet. There are heat alerts and warnings everywhere around here, and we didn't do a lot of walking around, quite honestly. We would drive to a place and then kind of tour around. There's some really interesting stuff out there. There's a town, it's actually a ghost town where people still live. It's called Terlingua, and it's an old mining community. And I don't know if you've ever saw Terminator 2,
Yes.
where they're out in the desert and they're making weapons and stuff. It's kind of like that. It's people are living in tents. One guy has built a house that looks like the fan tail of a submarine, and he's living in it. It's kind of an odd place. It's quirky, but people still function. I guess you get used to anything. Drink a lot of water.
Yeah, but this is unusually hot for this time, for even Texas this time of year.
It is. In fact, according to the other couple we're traveling with, Revis Wortham, another author buddy of mine, Alpine is supposed to be the cool spot. So it normally is going to be in the 80s when everything else is topping 100. It's just a weird heat dome, I guess, that's over the city, right over the state right now.
I know you were in Fredericksburg a couple of weeks ago, going to the Nimitz Museum. I have a good friend who's lives in Fredericksburg, and I was talking to him yesterday, and he said it was unusually hot for him, the hottest it's been there in the last 30 or 40 years during this time of year.
Well, last time I visited Texas, I broke their drought. I brought flooding rains with me, so this time I'm bringing scorching drought or scorching heat.
Is the land cracked, John? Is it that dry?
It's not so much. If you've ever been to the desert Southwest, it's kind of that crumbly, not really sand, more like gravel.
Yeah.
So not really cracked, but deep arroyos run through everything. You could see it wouldn't take much rain to turn this into raging rivers crossing the street.
Yeah.
And there are signs of that on the highways. Actually, there's dust remaining on the roads where the arroyos have flooded fairly recently, I guess. I would think that stuff would blow away over time. It's a whole different world here. It's very interesting. That's why we're here. I'm kind of traveling around doing research, actually.
In the same year, you've been in Alaska, where it was minus what with the wind chill?
It was minus 35.
And now
that was not wind chill. That was
the temperature.
Yeah.
And now you're in Texas where it feels like 135.
Right.
Yeah. But going back to your point, Rob, about cracking, that's one of the real problems in Texas because so much of it's built, the houses are built with clay or in clay area. And if it dries out, there's been several foundations that have been lost because of the ground literally pulling away from the foundation.
Goodness. John, you've got a writer's workshop coming up.
I do, and I'd like to plug it a little bit. On July 8th, from 1 to 5 in the afternoon at Shepherdstown Public Library, I'm going to be conducting a writer's seminar that's called Adrenaline Rush, How to Write Suspense Fiction. This is a course that I developed originally for the Smithsonian, and I delivered it a couple of times there, and then I've done it probably a dozen times around the country at different writers' conferences and such. In fact, I'll be doing it again at Ball State University later this month. What it does, it's kind of a different approach to teaching people how to write commercial fiction, suspense fiction. Normally, writing teachers break up, the three elements of a story are character, plot, and setting. And that's just, I think, a mistaken way to think about it. So what we do through writing exercises and through lectures is show people how you can't have plot without character, you can't have character without setting or with plot. So it's more of a knot than it is three different approaches or three different elements. I've had a lot of success with it. It's free of charge, and seating is limited, but all you have to do is call the library at 901-229-1065. That's actually a cell phone number for Leanne Warner, and her email address is Leanne, Leeann, at sheplibrary.org. It should be a really great time. It's a lot of fun. It's pretty dynamic. There's a lot of opportunity to sort of speed write and to excuse me, and to share your writing with the class and get input. It's a great time will be had by all, July 8th.
Well, go ahead, Maria.
No, I was just going to ask. So, John, clearly you've done this before, and I'm kind of fascinated. Not that I think I'm going to be a suspense writer, but who knows? The world is one's oyster. So maybe you'll see me there. But what draws people? Obviously, you're very well known and you've had a lot of success. But what draws people to a particular kind of workshop like this?
Well, I think people who want to write know they want to write. Typically, they start by being voracious readers, and they just kind of want to share, put the thoughts in their head down on paper. And oftentimes, certainly at the beginning of everybody's writing journey, if that's the right phrase, it's very frustrating because what you have in your head is not what you see reflected onto the page. And the way to get through that is to write it over and over again. For me, my own, as I was coming up in this, my first book was actually my fourth book. And it's kind of the same thing that compels you to read a book. You just kind of have to. You don't feel comfortable unless you...
So we reset. We're at the top of the seventh, the final inning of the West Virginia State Championship game here in American Legion Baseball. Counts even at 1-1. That's strike number one. 3-1 count to Connor Bailey. Graybo will wind and fire. And that's ball four. So a one-out walk for Connor Bailey. That'll bring Baden Hartman to the plate.
Apologies there for some technical issues. Still trying to get everything situated after that rain.
Yep, we're right up against the fence between third base dugout and home plate. Swing and a miss by Baden Hartman. And our equipment and our tents kind of right up against the fence. So the drip off of the fence kind of comes down onto our equipment. So we sort of got in the way of any visual or audio difficulties. It's an 0-2 count now to Baden Hartman. Daniel Graybo throws. This one's on the ground to short. Cody Thomas over to Walters. Get one, but not the double play. Throw to first to Montag, not in time. So Baden Hartman reaches on a fielder's choice, but now there's 2 outs.
Now batting, number 20, Colin Reed.
Good hustle there as still want a few more insurance runs. I mean, you're sitting comfortable with the 6-run lead, but always want more if you can get more.
Colin Reed steps to the plate. 2 for 3 on the day. Pops this one up, and it might still be in play. Max Cash coming over right by us, and he makes the play. Maybe about 3 feet in front of us for out number 3. So we'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Berkeley Post 14, 3 outs away from being the state champions. They have 3 outs to do it in a 6-run lead. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Now, Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 will be back in 60 seconds.
And the streak continues! CMA's Martinsburg dealerships continue to knock out the competition with their competitive pricing, extensive selection, and lifetime powertrain warranty. With over 450 new and used vehicles in stock and on the way, CMA won't leave you waiting on a bench.
That's right, CMA's Martinsburg dealerships are once again the most valuable dealers in the area.
For the strongest and deepest lineups, visit CMA's Martinsburg dealerships online at martinsburg.cmacars.com today. And good luck to all Panhandle High School student athletes.
There's a local family moving in our territory.
What do you want from me?
Taste it. It's really good.
We'll go to the mattresses.
It's not personal. It's strictly business. Leave the guns. Take the pizza.
Rox, now serving hot, fresh pizza to die for.
Ow, that really hurt.
Bottom of the 7th here from Charleston. 3 outs to go for Berkeley Post 14 to be the state champions in West Virginia for American Legion Baseball. Chase Herndon goes back out on the mound for a 7th inning. He still has pitches to work with. He's given up all 3 runs, only 2 of them earned. 3 hits, 7 walks, 1 strikeout. Starting to get up very close to the pitch limit. He had 20 pitches to work with going into the 6th, but then Morgantown went 3 up, 3 down. So it's Tommy Montag who will step up to the plate, 0 for 2 with a walk, 2 groundouts. It'll be the heart of the order, 3-4-5 for Morgantown to try to make one last gasp effort to be the state champions. This one's high up in the zone for ball 1. Herndon winds and fires. Montag hits this one the opposite way, bloops it in the shallow left, but it's good enough for Braden Stottlemyre to run over from short and make the play.
Now batting, number 3, Drew.
It's 1 out.
So 2 more needed now before clinching the state championship if you're post 14.
Drew Bailey comes up to the plate, 0 for 3. Herndon, lefty versus righty, fires the first pitch outside for ball 1.
What a turnaround it's been for the pitching here down at this state tournament for Berkeley Post 14 as well.
Herndon's 1-0. Bailey hits into left, but foul. Evens the count at 1-1. Again, both of these teams will go to the Mid-Atlantic Regional Tournament in Morgantown. Morgantown getting the rights to be in the tournament by hosting it. But they're still battling to see who's the state champ. Bailey this time into left field fair. Once again over to Connor Bailey. And for the second straight time up the bat, it's Bailey to Bailey for a fly out. Out number 2. That's the 100th pitch for Chase Herndon.
Yep, so he has the opportunity here to still go the distance if he can get this final out right here, right now.
Baden Hartman went the distance in Game 1 to clinch the spot in the regional tournament. Now Chet Walters is the last chance for Morgantown. And the first pitch is called strike one. Pitch 101 for Herndon. If he gets through Walters, still at 104, he can get one more batter. Here's Herndon's 0-1 is outside, evens up at one apiece. Walters had a base hit last time up, hit by pitch and struck out in his other two at-bats. Here's the 1-1 from Herndon. Low and outside, fielded by Cam Moore for ball two. The 2-1 from Herndon. And that's a strike called, but that will mean no matter what, this is the last batter Chase Herndon will face. 2-2. High up in the zone, full count.
Yep, you got to go at him here, even if it's a contact. Trust the defense.
Here's the payoff pitch, and that one is inside, past the glove of Cam Moore. That'll be a walk, and that'll mean the end of the day for Chase Herndon. Trip Tobin will go out to the mound after 6 2/3 innings. Just like Carson Buber last night against Morgantown, he'll have to come out, but it's with a 6-run lead. So we'll take a 1-minute break, and we'll be back and see if Berkeley Post 14's new pitcher can get the last out. We'll be back in 60 seconds here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com. Do you need a place to go for a quick tobacco, soda, snacks, cigarettes, or beer run? Well, then you're in luck, because Enter and Exit has convenience without the cost. Enter and Exit right off Route 11 is located at 31 Meadow Lane in Martinsburg and soon to be opening in Chambersburg, PA. Enter and Exit is open Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Sundays from 9:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. For great convenience without the cost, stop on into Enter and Exit today.
It's a bit of a role reversal here as we're back with a pitching change. Usually we see Chase Herndon come out of the bullpen and Jason Myers start games for Post 14. But an attempt to close this one out for the last out needed to become state champions. It'll be Musselman High School's Jason Myers.
You know, Berkeley Post 14 has the opportunity to come full circle in this state tournament. Myers got the start in Game 1 in that win, and now he has the chance to get the win here and end things.
Myers warms up, getting a little bit of a conference here. We'll see what happens over at our Colin Reed, having a bit of a discussion with Colin McLaughlin over here. Dylan Bishop and Colin McLaughlin here with Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Spencer Dupuis up on the camera. Nick Verzolini back in the studio. Are we saving that conversation for off the air, Colin?
Yes.
All right. Jason Myers trying to get the last out of the game. 10-4. Berkeley Post 14 over Morgantown Post 2. Lance Wanger comes up to bat. A sacrifice bunt, a walk, and a single for the center fielder for Post 2. Cam Moore with one last conference out with Jason Myers.
Now batting, number 10, Lance Wanger.
6 2/3 innings goes Chase Herndon, gives up 3 hits, 8 walks, 4 runs, only 2 earned, and 1 strikeout. Now here comes Myers against Wanger, trying to close things out. First pitch is a swing and a miss. Morgantown down to its final out here in the state championship game. Here's the pitch from Jason Myers, and it's ball 1. 1-1 count. A quick rain delay in the 7th inning, delayed the 7th inning in between the 6th and the 7th, but here we are. 1-1 count to Myers. From Myers, it's a wild pitch past the glove of Cam Moore. So Jet Walters will jet his way down to second base.
Yeah, Myers kind of just didn't have his footing there, slipped off the mound, and then that caused the release point to have that ball go wild.
Morgantown's only loss of this tournament was last night to Berkeley Post 14, 5-0. Here's the pitch from Jason Myers. Fouled off. 2-2. Post 2 down to its last strike. A runner on second, down by 6 runs. So it'll take a lot to come back. Myers with the pitch, swung on and missed. Jason Myers gets the last out, and the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets are the state champions of American Legion Baseball in West Virginia.
So there you go with a dog pile for Berkeley Post 14, as hopefully nobody hurt from that because they still got the Mid-Atlantic Regional. Congratulations to the Hornets being this year's state champions here in the Mountain State.
10 runs up on the board for the Hornets in this one against Post 2. And they get 6 2/3 big innings from Chase Herndon so that they don't have to go deep into the pitching rotation, Colin. How about it? This is, like we said on the Sports Mix on Friday, it took a long time for them to get a game where both the pitching and the hitting came alive at the same time. But they get it done, come back from the loser's bracket after just one win, and they're the state champions. And we'll take a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll have the postgame show, as the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets are your state champions. 2-minute break, and we'll be back here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
WVU Medicine is pleased to announce that robotic-assisted total hip and knee replacement with the new Zimmer Biomet ROSA is now offered right here in the Eastern Panhandle at both Berkeley Medical Center and Jefferson Medical Center. The information provided by the ROSA results in more precise and accurate hip and knee replacements than ever before. WVU Medicine is proud to offer this technology and be a leader in orthopedic surgery in the Eastern region. For more info, call 304-725-BONE.
Ollie's VIP Northside at 36 Veronica Drive, Martinsburg is your favorite place to have a great meal, a good time, and to catch all the games. Join us Mondays for 75-cent wings and follow your favorite team from the bar on our 17 TVs located all throughout the bar or from the outdoor fire pit. Ollie's has great food and drink menus and features specials for every day of the week, including Saturdays when you can get a 16-ounce ribeye steak grilled the way you want it for just $24.95. That's Ollie's VIP Northside at 36 Veronica Drive, Martinsburg. We'll see you for the game.
Locust Hill Golf Course invites you to historic Charlestown, West Virginia for 18 holes of phenomenal golf. We're just an hour drive from the Baltimore-D.C. Beltway, 1/2 hour from Winchester and Leesburg, Virginia, as well as Hagerstown and Frederick, Maryland. Each tee offers challenges across the 35 acres of lakes, ponds, and streams, which come into play on 11 holes. The Blue Ridge Mountains also provide a breathtaking backdrop to Locust Hill. Schedule your tee time today at www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call 304-728-7300. That's 304-728-7300.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Welcome back to the Welch Athletic Complex. Post-game here as manager Trip Tobin accepts the plaque
will represent West Virginia
as
next
state
week
champions for West Virginia of 2023 for American Legion Baseball. Dylan Bishop and Colin McLaughlin here for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
For the tournament.
So we're getting the most outstanding player announcement.
Most outstanding player through a complete game with 5 hits, 0 earned runs, and had 8 hits during the tournament. That person from Berkeley Post 14 is Baden Hartman.
So you hear it over the loudspeaker. Baden Hartman is your most outstanding player for the 2023 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Threw himself a complete game in Game 1 today.
At this time, families are free to come on the field and take pictures.
So while
we would like to express our
get some pictures here, you want to get into some stats? I think we're waiting for Spencer to bring his camera down here as well for us so that we can get a better angle for those tuning in on TV 10 or on YouTube for us. But take a look here at those stats if you want me to pull them up for you, Dylan.
I'll at least give you the pitching stats to start things out for Berkeley Post 14. Again, it was Chase Herndon, 6 2/3 innings, 3 hits, 8 walks, 4 runs, only 2 earned, 1 strikeout for Chase Herndon, and Jason Myers comes in for the last batter of the game, throws a third of an inning, 1 strikeout to close things out in a 10-4 victory for Berkeley Post 14.
All right, here's your offensive stats now for Berkeley Post 14. Connor Bailey, a 2-for-4 day with 2 RBIs, a walk, and a run. Hartman with a 1-for-4 day with a run as well. Reed going 2 of 4 with 2 runs, 1 RBI, and a walk. Cam Moore, 1 hit, 1 run, 2 RBIs, and a walk. Sifford, a hit as well with a walk. Bub with a hit as well as an RBI, it looks like. Jackson Rue-West got his run and RBI, and Stoudemire walked, and Camby with the 2 hits and 3 runs.
You're seeing now on the field the banner for the state champions being unveiled. The players celebrating on the field. We will eventually grab Trip Tobin. And there's the Gatorade dump. Thought that might come during his interview.
That's what we were told was going to happen, was it might come during the interview, so we were trying to make sure our stuff was equipped and ready to go to hopefully not get any more water on it. But
that was your little off-camera conversation
yes,
with Colin
that's what
Reed.
Was telling me was, hey, we're going to dump the cooler on Trip during your interview, but instead it's done during the picture, so it will just be a very wet Trip Tobin once he comes over for his interview.
Yeah, we appreciate the warning from Colin Reed, and then we also appreciate that he actually just didn't do it during the interview, because even the microphone would have been at risk for some water damage.
I think they might have even got Little Trip, our bat boy, some too.
There you go. How about that? So Baden Hartman is your most outstanding player for the tournament. It's 8 hits during the tournament. And, of course, that 2-run shutout, or 2-run complete game during the tournament today in Game 1, the game that clinched the regional championship. So eventually we'll get Trip Tobin over here for his post-game interview. So you see more celebrating out on the field. Spencer Dupuis has gotten his camera down to the field level. So we'll have him out on the field. We'll have a microphone for Trip to come over and talk to us. The Hornets break one more time for the first time as state champions. Eventually we'll have to call Trip over here. See if he wants to get dried off first or if he's trying to come over here. Yeah, here he comes.
Yep, we'll get him first here, coming over, making his way over here slowly for us. I think he might come to this side. I'm not sure what he's choosing to do or not. Taking his time, trying to make sure his team's all set before he comes over for his post-game interview. But let's see if we can get that through. So
now we finally get things over. Now we're joined by Post 14 manager Trip Tobin. Trip, it's a state championship for you guys. It was 2 wins that you had to get today. Let's just talk about this game that we just went through. You got a big game in the end from Chase Herndon. You were able to get 6 2/3 innings out of him. How big was that?
It was huge. The last 3 games was exactly what we needed. We were starting to get a little short, and we were just leading guys go. I mean, I know he walked 3 batters there in that 1 inning, had a little snafu, but we were just getting short on guys, and we were just keeping them in there as long as we could, trying to keep giving him run support. But what Carson Buber did, what he did, what Baden Hartman did, and what Herndon did today, and a couple closes, closing out the game that Fletcher did, and the starts that we got from those guys, just phenomenal. It's just great competition here. And you guys, I mean, if you're not here, you just don't know how hard each one of these teams compete, how hard outs they are, and our guys just gritty and gutty. And ever since they've had their back against the wall, I mean, the loss seems to be the best thing that ever happened to us because at that point they focused, and from that point on they just cruised.
The guys like Landon Sifford were able to step up in the lineup. While even yesterday you didn't have arguably your best hitter. I mean, I don't even know if it's arguable, considering leads the team in RBIs and average. Colin Reed wasn't here yesterday, but you powered through. You able to get some great pitching. How was it for guys like Landon and others, like Jordan Camby today, to step up in the lineup?
I mean, that's the strength of this team. I mean, we can score runs. Whether we start at the top of the order, middle of the order, or bottom of the order, they all can contribute. I mean, who wouldn't want a guy like Jordan Camby or Landon Sifford at the bottom of the order sometime or in the middle of your order? I mean, it's unbelievable what we can put out there. Carson Buber, is just a bad hard luck, base hits, but just a great offensive performance today, and then just unbelievable pitching and defense. Give up a couple unearned runs, but I mean, basically, I think we pitched 3 shutout games. I don't think any of those runs were earned.
Tripp, congratulations, obviously, on the state championship. I know it means a lot to you, your program now. Not only, though, speaking about the senior team, but also the junior team winning it this year, too. Just emotionally, what are you going through right now with all this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, we've started this program back up, back in 2019. We had a COVID year. We had a year where we had some administration problems and a big letdown. And, this year was just just a lot of hard work from a lot of people and a lot of sponsors and donators and people that support us and people back home that support us that you just have no idea how much it means to me to give this back to the community and for these young men. It's just phenomenal what Post 14 has built, and I'm kind of the head, I guess you'd say, of it, or the figurehead of it, but I'm just one person of so many. It's just such a village. And I'm just a guy that takes all the complaints, and so I guess I'll take a little bit of the accolades, but it's just mainly just there's too many people to mention that helped this program be where it's at today.
Now you guys get to go to the regional tournament in Morgantown this upcoming week. How long are you going to take, you think, to celebrate this before you guys start to prepare for Morgantown?
Well, I mean, we have to drive home tonight because, we're out of the motel and everybody wants to get home. And, tomorrow, and we'll, I think a bus is coming to pick us up Tuesday, I believe. So we don't have much time. I think we get Monday, tomorrow off maybe. I don't know if we'll do anything Monday or not, but we have to be in Morgantown to play, I believe, Delaware Wednesday sometime, like maybe 1, 2, or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's just been a great ride, and I just feel so much pride for what Post 14 has done and what the community has done to create what Post 14 is.
Before the first game, we said that last night's game was probably the altogether biggest win that you guys had down here at this tournament.
Yeah.
I think that's changed. I think these 2 wins truly show just the grit and the determination, of this team. I mean, to have your backs against the wall, first off, after you said that tough loss to South Charleston a few days ago, to come around and now have this from that point to here, I guess what really has changed, if anything?
The guys just, I mean, we talked about it, and I quoted Sam the other day. I kind of probably took credit for the quote, but Sam said, it's not always the most talented team in these tournaments. It's a grittiest team. And maybe early in the week we didn't quite have that grit, even though we gutted out a couple of close wins. But, we didn't have the grit that we showed the last 3 days. And, we had some grit, but, we just really gutted it out. There was some adversity through there, and some guys weren't hitting well. Some guys made a few errors, and the team picked each other up. And, in the competition, it gets chippy because chippy against the other team gets chippy in your own dugout. And, it's just a battle that you go through. And I think these guys just meshed together, have picked each other up, and become, brothers for life.
Manager of the state champion Post 14 Hornets, Tripp Tobin. Tripp, thanks. Thanks for having us.
I was about to say, get ready to hand it over. I think looks like we're going to have Baden Hartman joining us now, the MVP.
Here comes the
of the
MVP.
tournament.
Baden Hartman.
There it is. Most outstanding player of the tournament, MOP, MVP, whatever you want to call him. Baden, I've said to you off camera before we had a player of the game interview, I was like, man, can you just let us have some other guys to talk to? Why, you just got to have the best games out there. Today, game one, you go to the complete game, and that was big for you guys to have a pitching available in game two. Start with game one. How did you feel pitching out there?
I felt great out there. My arm was good, and then pre-game, or this whole tournament, I wasn't expecting to pitch much. And then Tripp told me I was pitching. I was like, starting pitching? He's like, yeah. I was like, all right, see how long I can go, and I did the job. So
you got yourself a little bit of work last night. Do you think that got yourself a little extra preparation for today?
Oh, yeah, definitely did. So just go out there and get back to pitching, knock the rust off, and had a good outing.
Baden, your team now state champions. Just talk us through, I guess, this entire season and coming together. At what point did you guys realize that this was a true opportunity?
I realized whenever start area tournament, we were just clicking then this state tournament we were hitting the ball well, and it feels great to be a state champion.
And let's talk about, you've had 8 hits throughout this tournament as well. You were at the plate in both games today. How do you think you were seeing the ball against some of the best pitchers in the state of West Virginia?
I was mainly kind of sitting fastball and just jump on them early and just hit it, slap it, and hopefully it'll fall somewhere, and did pretty good.
You guys were able to get big performances out of a lot of pitchers, a lot of different hitters. You got Landon Sifford being one of those guys. You didn't have Colin Reed yesterday, highest average, most RBIs on the team. How did you guys think you were picking up the slack on, not having Colin and just the whole lineup being able to get hits?
It was definitely a struggle yesterday not having Colin, because he's a big RBI dude and gets me scored, gets us around, but everyone stepped up and we played good baseball this past weekend.
How fun's this ride back about to be?
It's going to suck. I'll probably sleep the whole way.
It is a long.
You're a state champion. What do you mean it's going to suck?
I'll sleep the whole way.
Well, at least it might be good dreams. How about that?
It'll be good dreams.
All right, he's a state champion now, regardless of how far he's driving or riding back. So you guys will ride back, and you'll go to Morgantown this week for the regional tournament. How much are you, how long are you going to enjoy this before you guys start focusing up on the regional tournament?
We'll definitely enjoy the rest of this weekend, and whenever it comes to region, we'll get right back to it and hopefully play the same ball we did this weekend.
All right, you got anything else for him,
I'm good.
Colin? All right,
Thank
2023 American Legion State Tournament Most Outstanding Player here in West Virginia is Baden Hartman. And now we're joined by today's starting pitcher, who nearly went the entire way, 6 2/3. Had Jason Myers come in and get that last out for him. But, Chase, it was a really good game for you out there. Only 2 earned runs. You guys were able to hold it down. Your offense gave you a lot of runs. How were you feeling out there on the mound?
I felt really good. Just the team in general, we just fought, and I knew my boys had my back behind me, so I was just trying to pound the strike zone. I had a little struggle in that 4th, 5th inning, but I found it when I got back out there in the 6th and 7th inning.
Yeah, was there any sort of adjustment you had to make or that you got from your coaches once you guys started getting on base, a couple runs started to come in?
Yeah, we were just trying to take pitches and swing at better pitches. For me, for an adjustment on the mound, I just had to keep my head on that target and not take it off the target, trying to overthrow at times.
Chase, it seemed like just your pitch sequence was on point today, really just mixing in that fastball with that breaking ball to kind of fool their timing a lot for the most part in this one. Just talk about, I guess, what you were seeing from them to, I guess, do that for you. All
right, so I was seeing how they were out in front of a lot with my fastball, so I try to put that outside curveball around the back corner of them lefties just to keep them out front, keep them hitting it off the end of the bat. That was just about it. Just keep pounding the strike zone against them.
And I think you are a great example of also this up and down the lineup hitting as well. You guys have been able to get production from everywhere. Jordan Canby today, a home run shy of the cycle, and Landon Sifford making his way up to 5th in the order. You guys have been able to get production up and down the lineup, including from you. You had a triple on Thursday. And just what do you think it is that all these guys on the team can hit no matter where they are in the lineup?
I just think it's just we all have grit. We all just want to win. I mean, it's just that pressure of trying to win just helps us a lot, just a lot of grit. I mean, I think we swing at, when we hit really good. I think we swing at better pitches. Like that's how we've been able to connect.
And you also got great performances on the mound these last 24 hours from Carson Buber and Baden Hartman. What's it like you as a pitcher out on that mound to see your fellow teammates go out there and give you really good performances so that you didn't have to pitch yesterday?
I mean, it was just good to just keep saving the arms for the state championship game when we knew we needed it. We just kept pounding the strikes and just did a really good job.
All right, you got the regional tournament coming up this week in Morgantown. How long are you going to enjoy this, and what are you going to be doing to prepare for it?
Well, I think as a team, we just need to keep bonding and just keep getting better each day. Even though we got this Sunday and Monday off, I think we should really take it serious of getting better hitting and pitching.
All right, Chase Herndon, winning pitcher in the state championship game. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Colin, any closing thoughts on this one as the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets are your state champions?
No, it was just a fantastic tournament. As for those apologies on TV trying to figure things out, it looks like we're about to be on TV after Spencer was able to get the camera here for us. But great tournament. Wasn't sure how things were going to go. I mean, first day, as we said, even though it was a win, the offense wasn't really there. And then even that next game, it wasn't for Berkeley Post 14. But after that loss, you could tell, and even hearing it on the sports mix from the four guys that we had on Friday, it lit them a new fire underneath them, and that is what propelled them to this state championship. So again, congratulations to them, and not sure if we'll have the opportunity to cover any games at regionals. So again, stay tuned to our social media, and we'll let you know.
All right, well, we'll stay tuned. You at home get a little behind-the-scenes look of what our setup here has been in Charleston, at least today, after the rain kind of threw us all around. But that'll do it here from Charleston. Berkeley Post 14 Hornets are the state champions of West Virginia for 2023. For Spencer Dupuis behind the camera, Nick Verzolini back in the studio in Martinsburg, that's Colin McLaughlin. I'm Dylan Bishop saying so long from the Welch Athletic Complex in Charleston.
You've been tuned into American Legion Baseball for the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball. Keep it tuned to 106.5 FM, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online at talkradiowrnr.com.